Hi everyone, this is Aga from EurekaCrystalBeads.com and I'm here with another fun beading tutorial for you. But before I get started, just a quick reminder to check out the rest of our channel, and if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss any of our content. In today's video, I'll show you how to make this very tiny and pretty simple really earring. It can also be a pendant, it can even be a ring like that. And the highlight and the main character, let's say in this project, are our exclusive Elite Eureka Crystal stone and Bicones. These are absolutely top quality crystals. They are made in Austria. The consistency of color and the quality of how they're cut and made, because they're machine cut, are absolutely incredible. So if you want the highest quality you can get, Elite Eureka Crystal is what you want to choose. And in this video, I'll be using 8mm Chatons in Crystal Laguna Delight and 4mm Bicones in light turquoise. Here I also have versions that I made with some new colors of crystals that we just released as of the recording of this video. The Chaton is dark orange and the Bicones are crystal aurum gold. So they are like half coated, beautiful color. They sparkle really incredibly. So in addition to the crystals, which per earring, you're gonna need 1 Chaton and 4 of the 4mm Bicones. In addition to that, you're gonna need some seed beads, and I'll be using Miyuki's in size 11, 15, and 8, and these are all round seed beads. We'll also need an earring finding, and if your earring finding has a side-facing loop like this one, you're also going to need a jump ring. And we're going to be putting the jump ring through the 8/0 on top of the earring here. And if your jump ring doesn't fit through the bead, you just make a loop with 15/0. Simple as that. You're also going to need a needle. I'll be using a size 12 needle with some 6-pound Fireline in the color crystal. Additionally, if you're using a jump ring, you're also going to need some flat nose or chain nose pliers to open and close the jump ring. Alright, that's it. Let's start beading. So for this one, I'm putting about 30 inches, so about 2.5 feet of thread on my needle. And I'm gonna start by picking up 4 sequences of Bicone 11/0, 8/0, 11/0. Here are my 4 sequences. I'm gonna slide them down the thread. And I'm gonna pass through all of those beads one more time. So that when I pull tight, they will create a circle. Now, if you want, you could tie a knot right now, but I'm not going to do it because it's going to kind of make it harder to go through those beads, and we're going to go through them like 3 more times. So I'm just passing through the next bicone, like that, and now we're going to go around and we'll add 5 15/0 on top of the bicones. So I pick up 5 15/0 and I go back through the same bicone that my thread is coming out of, just like this. And when I pull tight, the beads place themselves on top of this bicone. I'm going to pass through the sequence of 11/0, 8/0, 11/0, as well as through the next bicone on my way. And I'm going to pick up 5 more 15/0. And I'll go through the same bicone in the same direction again. Might as well go through the seed beads right after it. I just want to make sure that the 15/0 are on the same side here. Through the next bicone. 5 15/0. Through the bicone and the seed beads right after it. Now the fourth and last bicone. And the last 5 15-ohs in this round. I go through the bicone, just the bicone this time, so not the seed beads that follow. Now this is going to be the front of our beadwork, and you wanna go up 3 of the 5 of the 15-ohs that you just added. Make sure you pull tight. So my thread is coming out of the third 15-oh here. Now I want to pick up 4 15-ohs. And I'm looking at which direction my thread is coming out in. It's here towards the left. So I go to the next sequence of 15-ohs on the left, and I look for the third of the 5, so the middle one, and I pass through it. I pick up another 4 15-ohs. I look for the next set of 15-ohs. I go through the middle one. Feel free to pull tight. Another set of 4 through the middle 15-oh in the next sequence. And the last 4 15-ohs. Now we need to make sure to pass through the middle 15-oh from the sequence from the previous row. I'm going to pass through the first 4 15-ohs that I added in this row. And now I'm going to connect the sets of 4. So I'm skipping the middle 15-oh in the previous row, and I'm just going through the 4 beads that I just added a moment ago. So I'm basically connecting them into a nice square. I find the next set of 4. And the third one. And the last one here. I'm going to pass through the first 4 once more just for a good measure. And now I can go down and close the bezel on the back. So I need to step down through the middle 15-oh from the previous row as well as the next 2 towards the bicone. Now through the bicone, since the sequence of 15-ohs was originally connected to that bicone, so I'm just following the thread. Now I can flip my work and I'm ready to add the back. Now the back starts exactly the same as the front, so my thread is coming out of the bicone here, and I'm going to pick up 5 15-ohs. And once again, I'm going through the bicone and through the seed beads right after it. And I'm going to place these 5 15-ohs on top of the bicone, but in the back. Right in here. Through the next bicone. 5 15-ohs again. Through the bicone again. And through the 3 seed beads. Through this next bicone. Adding 5. Through the bicone and the seed beads. Through the bicone. And adding my last set of 5. And since that's the last one, I don't need to pass through the seed beads following the bicone. But instead, I'm gonna step up to the top of the sequence, so through 3 of the 5 50 notes that I added. I'll make sure I pull tight. I'll pull all of my 50 notes to the back, more or less, just so that I can see where they are. And this time, I'm just going to connect them with a single 11-0, and I'm not going to pull tight yet because that's when I'll put in my stone. So I just look for the next sequence of 5 beads on top of the bicone, and I connect the top 50 notes in these 2 sequences with an 11-0 like that. A second one, I find the middle 50-0, which is in here. I'm not pulling tight at all. Third one. And that's gonna be the last one here. So I just pass through the first top 50-0. I'm not pulling tight yet. Now I'm gonna put in my stone. I make sure I put it the right way. So I want the back facing me right now. And I'm just going to kind of push the edge of the stone underneath the bicone, sort of. So you want the edge of the stone to be underneath the bicones. You can cup the front a little bit. I find that it's a little bit easier if you put it down and you just kind of push it into your beading mat. So what you want is you want to see this front facet right there between the 50 notes in the front. And you want to see that little pointy back right there in that tiny little opening here right in the middle. Now I'm going to pass through all of the beads that I just added in the 50 notes from the previous row. Now to further properly close the back of my bezel, I'm just going to go through the 11 notes, so just through the 4 11 notes that I last added. Right, and that's my last back row. Now I can step back down to the outer row with the bicones to continue adding some seed beads all around as decoration. For this row, you're gonna want your thread to come out of the last bead in the sequence of 11-0, 8-0, 11-0 on the side here. And you're gonna pick up 15-0, 11-0, 8-0, 11-0, and 15-0. So from the smallest to the largest and then back to the smallest. And we're gonna go around and through the sequence of the 3 seed beads that our thread is coming out of. So we want these beads to be added on top like that, or on the side really. My thread is coming out once again of the last bead in the sequence of 3 between the bicones, and I'm going to add on top of the bicone 2 50-0s and 11-0, 2 50-0s. And I'm just going to skip the bicone and pass through the next 3 beads in this original row. So I'm just adding beads around the beadwork now. My thread is coming out of the 3 beads again, and I want to add the sequence above them. And that's going to be 15-0, 11-0, 8-0, 11-0, 15-0. Through the sequence again. You just want to make sure that they end up somewhat like this. 2 50-0s, 11-0, 2 50-0s. I skip the bicone and pass through the sequence of 3 seed beads right after it, placing these seed beads above the bicone. Once again, from the smallest to the largest and back. And I go through the 3 seed beads again. Once again, the sequence above the bicone and through the 3 seed beads. And that's my last sequence above the bicone. I make sure to pass through the 3 seed beads. You can flip your work. So these are the 3 seed beads that I want to be passing through. Now I already have my sequence above these 3 seed beads here, but I want to go up the sequence again and through it. I'm going to flip my work again to the front. So I went through the entire sequence of 15-0, 11-0, 8-0, 11-0, 15-0. And now I'm just going to be connecting the sequences that I added above the beads. So I look for the beginning of this sequence of 2 15-0s, 11-0, 2 15-0s, and I pass right through it, down the remaining 2 15-0s. Now I'm gonna go up the next sequence of 15-0, 11-0, 8-0, 11-0, 15-0. And everything is going to start to kind of straighten up on the sides. And whenever you have the sequence with the 8-0, you can push those beads a little bit before you pull tight so that the 8-0 kind of sticks out more prominently. Anyway, on to the next sequence of 2 15-0s, 11-0, 2 15-0s. And after you connect all of those sequences, you're basically done. The only thing left to do now is to tie a little knot. So just go under some of the thread in between the beads and go through the loop that's created. Pull that loop down. There's another loop. I'm going to go through that loop as well. Double knot. Pull that down. Pass through some more beads. Trim out the tail, do the same with the other end of my thread. Alright, I trimmed off both of my tails and now it's time to attach the earring finding. You can of course attach a bail or create your own bail. I'll link some of the tutorials that have a nice instruction on how to make a beaded bail down in the description. Meanwhile, let's attach the earring finding. So I'm just going to open this jump ring. I'm going to put it through one of the 8-0s. Right, that's pretty easy. I think 23, 24 gauge jump ring will be great. 22 should work as well. I'm gonna put on my earring finding, minding which side I'm putting it on, so that I don't end up with an earring that is facing the wrong way. Close my jump ring. And these are the earrings. Aren't they gorgeous with those beautiful high quality crystals inside? And they're quite simple and quite quick to make as well. You don't need a lot of supplies, but they are sure to elevate your outfit, whatever you wear them with. Naturally, Elite Eureka Crystal stones and beads, as well as all of the other supplies that I used here today, can be found at EurecaCrystalBeads.com. A list of all of the supplies will be under the first link in the description as well. Thank you so much for watching this video and see you in the next one. Bye!